Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to part
Hello, friend. How can
7.
Mother Pearl be of
7. My brain's tired. Part 7 of Fallout New Vegas. I cannot remember a lot from the last part.
You have fulfilled
You can't even remember how to count either.
Yeah, that too. That too. It's shocking that I made it this far in life.
Yeah. How many grades in high school are there? 1.
Are we counting? Depends. Are we counting some things?
Are we counting things? Like what?
After all that you have done for us, we would
We're
love-
counting.
after all the training and virtue,
Since kindergarten doesn't really have a number.
would relish an opportunity to put their
It's
skills
still, well, that's still at least a year, so I guess I would make it 13
Yeah.
overall.
Like if we're counting kindergarten.
Yeah,
Are we counting preschool?
oh, that would make it 14, wouldn't
That
it?
too. Yeah, that too as
I
well.
went to both.
Yeah, I went to preschool and kindergarten.
Oh. Okay. I've been in the system longer than I thought.
We've been in there 14 years, not 12.
Oh no. Yeah. So today it's just me and Cameron, but we also have another guy who just showed up
We
here as
just
a
had to
joke
show up for no reason.
because everyone else is gone, reduced to
Oh, yeah.
atoms.
So
Yeah, they're all too busy sniffing glue, so I had to show up.
yeah. Well, trying to remember what I did in the last part.
Oh, I remember.
No, you
Wait,
don't.
No, I don't, because I wasn't there.
Because you weren't here. I believe I talked to Mr. House.
Yeah, I sort of recall the last time you went to Mr. House and he showed off like his It was your second.
Securitrons.
Yeah, it's your second visit to him.
Yeah, I was going to the fort to upload the Securitrons, and then I was leaving the fort after upgrading the Securitrons. Then I believe I was doing something else, but I can't remember what.
Gotcha. Well,
Now we're going back to Mr. House.
our third visit there.
Yes, to Mr. Robert Edwin House.
Right.
Is that the guy from House MD?
No.
No, but I wish there was a... Right, I was also hoping the Boomers.
The Boomers?
Yes, Colin. They're called
Yes,
the Boomers.
the Boomers. The faction known as the Boomers.
This
I
is-
forgot I was helping them as well.
This was made 10 years before the Boomers meme was a thing.
Yeah.
Uh,
So,
but yeah, Colin, do you have experience with Fallout or New Vegas or anything?
I played Fallout 4 for a bit, and then I
Alright.
quit because it got too hard to understand, and my brain was hurting, so I quit.
Very descriptive. What was it about?
Hey, they're like, hey, your son is here, and he's like 8, and then like old guy walks in, and he's like, just kidding, I'm your son. I'm like, okay, all right, I'm done.
Oh yeah, I heard something about that. Yeah, and people
Yeah.
didn't really like that, right? Or something.
Yeah, no, it's kind of annoying.
Uh,
Like, it's also really confusing because I still don't technically believe the guy that he's my son.
sure. But, meh.
I'm a little bit pissed I didn't take this perk. Or did I? I don't know.
What perk?
But oh, I did take it, okay. The Terrifying Presence perk. That one is a damn good perk.
What does it do?
In certain if your speed skill is high enough, in certain situations, you can use the Terrifying Presence perk and just scare off enemies.
Oh, just scare them off. Okay.
Yeah, you don't, like in the speech option, like if you're about to kind of like fight them, you can just use Terrifying Presence and just, they'll run away.
Gotcha. So it's sort of like an intimidation check.
Yeah, basically.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah.
And that's why I love it.
Coolio. Yeah, alright.
That's like my favorite perk next to Sneering Imperialist and Fight the Power. Which, Sneering Imperialist allows you to do 15% extra damage against tribals and raiders. And then Fight the Power allows you to do 15% damage against NCR, Caesar's Legion, and Brotherhood.
Oh, neat.
which is basically in a way just kind of like, at least for sneering imperialists, is just weaponized racism.
Wait, so for that intimidation skill, do you say anything or do anything, or do they just run away?
Oh,
Like you in a speech dialogue, you'll say something and then they'll like kind of like freak out. Like they'll like say something like panicking and then they'll just run away.
So you could just be like, you could walk up to him and be like, "That's it," and then he's pulling his cock out.
No,
If only they said things like that.
I think he means that you still have to initiate the dialogue sequence, but then you can just like select a thing to make it so. All right.
Yeah. So this is Gamora.
All right.
Gamora, which is run by the Emerdas, is
Who's Gamora?
Why
they
is
are they are essentially a giant whorehouse.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
They're a casino and whorehouse, pretty much. And their leaders are pretty freaking corrupt in here.
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, it's kind of a symbolic, actually. You know, like the receptionist name's Gamora and all that. I know we think of the Marvel character because...
Yeah, right there. There's terrifying
yeah.
presence.
I know we think of the Marvel character because, haha, pop culture and stuff. But, no, it comes from, like, the ancient biblical text of Sodom and Gomorrah. Which, if you know what Sodom is, you know the last letter that's missing from that word. Yeah.
Yeah, so we just used a terrifying presence back there on that Omerta thug to get information about a guy named Kachino, who is kind of like the second guy to the
I hear you've been asking questions.
about he's like the second guy to the head bosses in this place.
Gotcha.
Now, Kachino has a side business that we are learning about, but he won't say it to us. And the best way to just go about this is just do what I did. Make sure you're not spotted and just pickpocket him for his ledger.
Okay.
The fuck did you get that? Okay.
Damn, imagine talking to somebody, being like, "Oh, I know about your side business," and he's like, "Oh, he can't prove nothing," and he walks away. And you literally just walk up, pull his book out of his pocket, and be like, "Why? I have your ledger." So
I like how his response, "Where the fuck did you get that? Did you not know it was in your back pocket the entire time?"
No, it's funny because he has, in the game, he has two.
Oh,
There's
yes.
one that you can pickpocket off of him, or one you can get from his room.
Oh, there are two copies of it. Okay.
Yeah, there are two copies.
Okay, that might make more sense.
And
That's
I just
so
decided,
funny.
hey, it's easier to pickpocket him if you're not, because most of the time you're going to succeed if you can't be seen.
Working for a while on this. They're arming them.
Right. And are there like stealth points that you can get to make that a bit easier for yourself?
Yeah, sneak.
Gotcha.
Now, I always try to get it up to at least 50, because if you get it up to 50, you can have holdout weapons, because when you come into these buildings, they strip you of your weapons.
Oh.
But if you have a sneak of 50, you can get a goddamn arsenal through the door.
Oh, I see how that works.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
like, I have been able to get a bunch of, like, magnums, revolvers, knives, grenades, dynamite,
Wow.
like, through the door, just having a high enough sneak.
Now, my question is, how did you get all that through the door? Did you key steal all that? 'Cause if so, we're like, that sounds like a problem.
I think they just need to upgrade their security and searching for weapons. They're like the TSA. They're
Or-
just terrible at it.
Or it's the freaking same mentality as Zelda logic. You have all these items on you, yet they always disappear behind your shield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right now we're looking into the two specialists that the head guys, Big Sal and Nero. They're the two head bosses of this place. They hired two specialists named Troik and Clauden. So I made an editing mistake right here. So later I will point out that I accidentally called this guy Troik instead of Clauden, because I put like some text at the bottom of the screen.
Oh, yeah?
So I wrote it as Troik instead of Clauden. I meant to put Clauden.
Okay. So,
So I need to get into that safe, and that's Clauden is kind of a fucked up guy. I know that's odd saying that, given that this is a post-apocalyptic wasteland.
Given the context of the world,
But
I don't
this
really know
guy
what that
is
means.
extremely screwed up.
All right. You can open the safe when it's like lodged behind a.
Well, I
desk
got his key.
Oh well, no. I'm saying like
key.
I'm saying that there's not enough. Swing
it's
room
behind
for
the dresser.
door. Yeah, I'm not saying there's not enough swing room for the door.
So Clondon was engaging in snuff tapes. If you don't know what those are,
Oh, yeah. It's also
Yeah.
snuff tapes is a euphemism.
it's a very like New York term that was most around the 80s and 90s. For those at home who don't know what a snuff tape is, it's practically violent sexual acts followed by murder,
porn.
basically. Yeah, it's pornographic murder, pretty much. Which were pretty big in like the 80s and 90s. It was mostly like known to be a New York thing. And by the way, this is the room where he does it.
Oh, hello.
Literally a dead prostitute.
All right.
My medicine was not high, so I couldn't really inspect the body that well. Yeah, so Clondon's a screwed up human being.
I can see. Yes, he is a very
It's why I always look so forward to killing him.
Yeah.
I'm like, I always think I'm a bad guy with the stuff I do in these games, but God forbid, like that.
Yeah, like things in this world are damnable for a reason. So
Yeah.
so that being one example right there.
But
So-
no, that Sal and Nero know about this. Like, they know he's doing this.
And
So
so
it's not even like he's doing it under their nose. They're aware he's doing it.
yeah, but it's not like because they're kind of buddies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they don't really do anything.
So I don't think I actually show Trick in this. But essentially what Trick does is... Trick is kind of like a guy who is like a weapon smuggler for him. And that's essentially what they were doing. They were gathering weapons, and they were waiting for the day to like overthrow Mr. House. I normally do Tricks, but I think I decided to do Clondon since it was different and I had never really done it before. But I kind of knew how to complete it because I just kind of watched videos on it.
And you're doing all of this because Mr. House finds these guy a threat to him, right?
Yes, I've chosen the Mr. House route,
Right.
but he wants to do what he can to make sure Vegas is the thriving. He sees everything from a business standpoint.
Right.
It's why I call him a dictator, but he's a what's the word I'm looking for?
Oligarch, I think.
Not oligarch, but
Oh, I'm drawing a blank on this one too, because I know what word you're thinking of, but
yeah, he's like a not a monetary dictator. I think it's similar to that, but it's like there's another way of phrasing it.
oh, what's the word? It's not dictator. It's like Vladimir Putin, right?
Yeah. So here's the part
No,
where I accidentally
that's
called him
not-
Trike. So I completely did not see Trike, by the way, in this room. I thought he left, but after editing this, he's in the corner of the fucking room right there. And I did not see him. I literally spent 2 minutes walking the entire fucking building.
You're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, so after 2 minutes I come back and he's finally sitting in this fucking chair.
There you are. All right, so I looked up oligarch to make sure I was using that word correctly. It's a very rich business leader with a great deal of political influence. Does that sound like Mr. House?
That is exactly Mr. House.
Okay.
He runs New Vegas. He practically runs the military of New Vegas, and he's a rich, wealthy human being. Well, human being in quotation.
Well, yeah, because there's a AI something or other.
Well, he has a living body, but he's just found a way to sustain his body.
Gotcha.
Now you see, he may have died due to trauma to the face area. As you can
Not
clearly
in this
tell,
playthrough.
it's his head is gone essentially.
Yeah, I was actually caught off guard with like how just regular bullets can like blow, like decapitate people. But
I mean, he did kind of shoot him in the head like 2 times in a row.
will like decapitate really?
I mean, yeah, bullets can do that. And
I guess I don't know.
Aren't you using like a revolver too?
Okay. Here. Okay, now I thought of what I was thinking for Mr. House.
Hmm.
He's more of a corporate tyrant.
Okay.
Tyrant. That's the
Yeah, a
fucking word.
corporate tyrant is what I was more thinking of.
Big Saul and Nero have to die.
Gotcha. But yeah,
Like-
what gun are you using? Just regularly?
Right. Well, in here, because I have most of my weapons stripped from me, I think I'm using the 9mm pistol.
That's just a 9mm.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
I believe I mainly just tend to use the 9mm pistol because I like it.
Yeah, for sure. We're not like judging your weapon usage. We're just caught off guard by like how powerful the gun is. Like it could decapitate people's heads off.
Well, that's also because I think I have the Bloody Mess perk.
Oh, yeah. That would make sense. Yeah.
Like, and even though the 9mm pistol is a starting weapon, it still does some decent fucking damage
Yeah.
when you need it to. I think you actually get a legendary version from it if you kill Benny, which is called Maria.
And you already did that in this playthrough, right?
Yeah, I think I killed him already.
Yeah. Okay. Because I was about to ask, because wasn't it Benny that was the intro cutscene guy that buried us?
He was the guy who shot me.
Oh. Okay.
He's dead. I killed him.
Okay, that's weird. I don't know. I figured he would have had some more greater significance in the plot, but that's funny, I guess. Huh.
Shit,
I also love how he says all this while in front of him.
Yeah, Clan will be hard to replace, but not impossible. We'll find contractors just like...
He sounds like he's trying to do a shitty Danny DeVito impression.
Yeah, either that, Joe Pesci. I got the both of them in my head.
Joe Pesci.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a last request, I guess we can give you that courtesy.
You know, it's fascinating to me because like even though we're in the post-nuclear thing, like the year is way beyond like 2070.
Yeah, it's like 22. It's like 2285 or something.
2285. Okay.
Give or take, I think.
I like the aesthetic that it's kind of going backwards in our own time. Like these are like, wait, headshot. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I was able to use my speech to actually get Nero to turn on Big Sal.
Oh, okay.
Hey, thanks for all the hard work.
So now Cachino is in charge of the casino.
Don't you worry.
Ka-ching!
Fitting, but yeah, I like the aesthetic that they're going like backwards in even our own time, like in the aesthetics, like suit aesthetics of like the 70s and even 60s and
like
50s
this theme is the mobsters.
Yeah,
of
which
this
makes
casino.
sense. And you know, the mobster, I guess, at least film culture was very dominant in the early 70s. So
Which is funny enough because it becomes more prominent in Fallout 4.
interesting. So
I had actually thought that the actual nuke from the Fallouts, like the event that started everything,
The Great War?
I thought that was done in the 60s.
No, it was done like 2275.
I could
Or
probably
20, no, wait, no, it was done in 2075.
Really, I could have sworn that.
Yeah, it was the Great War happened in 2075. The aesthetic of it just made it look like it was the 60s.
Yeah, that's why I could probably buy that, not knowing like the year that the games are set in. But I just find it very fascinating that they went like over 2 centuries behind in their aesthetical styles, just their daily living culture, just generally.
Yeah. So this game is roughly about like 200 years later.